It's time, fans, for Galli, Lucha Libre. And here he is, Tico Fernandez. Strap yourselves, we're going for a ride.
Fanáticos, llegó Galli Lucha Libre. Aquí está Tico Fernández. Abróchese su cinturón y ¡vámonos!
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for intermission here at Galli Lucha Libre. And we promise you that we will have him, Chris Kade. Chris, welcome to this intermission. How you doing? How you feel?
I'm good, Tico. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. I mean, to see you in the ring flying out of it and in of it and in and out of it and out of it. I mean, you just fly all over the place.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's start on the customary questions. Let's start. Chris Kade, how long have you been in the game of Lucha Libre?
About 2 months. I came over probably September, October, somewhere around there. I lose track.
I got to say something, and I'm not trying to blow your ego or inflate your ego or anything like that. You look, I seen you, and I done a few play-by-plays of you in the ring, and you don't look like 2 months old in the ring, not a rookie at all. I mean, what's your secret?
I've been in the wrestling business for 2 years, but
Okay.
the Lucha Libre style is completely different. I'm just very humbled that I could be a part of such a great tradition of wrestling.
It is quite different from okay. So you've been in wrestling 2 years, but in Lucha Libre itself, 2 months. Let's make a difference in that, because I was like completely blown away when you said that you've been in the business for 2 months. I'm glad that we got deeper into it and made the difference. What on your career? You're pretty young. What made you become a professional wrestler and jump into Lucha Libre? Lucha Libre, it's a style of its own, much faster pace, if I may.
Yeah, so I've always wanted to be in the wrestling business since I was about 3 years old, but I never had a school around me when I was growing up. So November of 2018, Bob Orton opened up a school in Illinois. I started November 5th or November 6th of 2018. And then, got the hang of the basics, the ropes, figured I could do, old school. So I wanted to push myself, challenge myself to see if I could hang with the Lucha Libres. And then I've been to Galli. This was my 3rd time and my 4th show.
I mean, again, I'll say it again, and I will tell you in person, you cope quite well, and you got the hang of it. How does your family feel about it?
My family loves it. My dad was a big wrestling fan growing up, and then once he found out that I was pursuing it, he was in awe. And he's at almost every one of my shows. The only ones he can't make is Chicago because he normally works. So, but he enjoys it. My family enjoys it. They love it.
How do you see Lucha Libre like here in the States? And if you had a chance to to watch, like, or in Mexico, Japan, or other countries that are huge in wrestling and Lucha Libre?
It's crazy. I mean, I've watched Lucha Libre from other states. Ricky Cruz sends me a lot of videos of different Lucha Libre styles, and he tells me to try to form myself into some of these different wrestlers and make my own style with 3 or 4 different styles from other people.
Now that you mentioned Ricky Cruz, he's one of the great ones in Lucha Libre.
Yes.
What everybody has, and I don't care. I've done it behind a microphone, in front of a camera, doing play by play, what have you. That we take a little bit of here, put it in a blender, and then here is Tico, or there is Chris Kade. What's your persona, or following Ricky Cruz's advice? What have you come up with so far? Or you got more to go? You think?
I have. I think I may have a little more, but I'm not scared of nobody. I'm not afraid to fight anybody. So if somebody wants to step up, I'm not going to back down. But I feel like I could tweak myself a little more, become more aggressive. I'm not here to necessarily make friends. I'm kind of selfish. I eventually I want the gold.
Oh yeah, I mean definitely. That's what everybody wants. Are you a heel or a nice guy?
I'm a nice guy. I don't want to be bad, just because I know if I'm a bad guy, I'll hurt somebody. Like Ricky in our match. We were tagged up against each other. I didn't want to hurt him, but I had to hit him with the lariat. He helped train me. So when he went to whip me off for the up and over, I knew what he was doing. So I stopped and I hit him with my lariat, and I'm pretty sure I put a bruise on his chest. But that's just the name of the game.
You are a pretty big fellow yourself, and so is Ricky. I mean, we're not talking about a couple little fellows here. You guys are big.
Right.
How big are you? How tall are
you? I'm 5'11" and I weigh 230.
You can put a hurt on anybody. Growing up, you mentioned that you like wrestling since you were 3 years old. Growing up, sir. What was your wrestler that you will go like, wow, what a move?
I was into the high flying, so I was born in '91. So when I actually started remembering wrestling, watching it, it was always Jeff Hardy. He was the high flyer, the one who jumped off ladders. But then the older I got, the more I could relate myself to like the Triple H's, the Rocks, the Stone Colds. And now
wow.
I can, yeah. That's where I try to base most of my moveset off of. I think I've jumped off the top rope once, and the guy rolled out of the way, so I've never done it again.
And that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so. That's a catchphrase. Don't let him catch me using one of his phrases. Because that's speaking of big guys, that's a hell of a wrestler. What other kind of sports do you practice?
I played softball, recreational softball, just to kind of stay in shape. High school, I wrestled. I played football, played baseball. So those were the main ones, that I played.
What is your satisfaction up to now that you will look back and say, man, I like that. I would like to repeat it.
I think just breaking into the business. If I'm 50 years old, I'll probably look back and be like, what, I wish I could have that debut again.
Yeah, but I mean, again, that's why I emphasize up to now that you got a long road ahead of you. I wish you nothing but the best and stay healthy. What up to now?
I appreciate that.
Up to now, what had been your hardest outing on a card that you would say, damn?
I have two of them. My debut was against Attila Khan and SICW. They had an open challenge. So I wanted to step up, show everybody that I'm not scared of him. And then my other one was Kowalski in SICW. He's probably like 6 foot. He's 440 pounds. So he's a big guy. And taking down those two guys it was hard. but I managed to hold my own. And from up until now, yeah, I would say that's it. I would love to get back in there with Attila Khan. I've wrestled Kowalski 2 or 3 times, and I've almost had him, but they like to cheat.
That's all part of the game, my man. That's all part of the
Yeah.
game. At the end of the night, the one that the referee raised the right hand, that's the winner. It doesn't matter how you get there. On the crowd,
Right.
you get the crowd going in your favor, being a nice guy or even a heel. What part of that do you hear the crowd? Do you hear the roar, the boos, the ahs, the applause, or do you just block everybody?
Oh no, I hear it. The cheers and the boos, they motivate me. You know, I got the ones who like me, wanting, you know, hey, we want you to win, we want you to come out on top. And then you have the boos of the people who don't want me to, but they just fuel me. Those push me harder to, you know, do better, push myself to my own limit.
So it
But
raises,
yes,
it raises your adrenaline level.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
If you have to choose out of the dictionary 2 words to describe Lucha Libre, what would they be? Let's take one.
Electric?
Let's just take one.
It'd be electric. It'd be electric.
Electrifying, huh?
Oh yes, the way they fly around the ring and jump off the ropes and out of the ring. I wish I could do that, but I feel like I'm too big to, you know, jump through the rope and, you know. But yes, to me it is electric. It's electrifying.
For the folks coming up in this business, either regular wrestling, if I may use that phrase, or lucha libre, what would you tell that person that it's idolize you, watch you, or follows you, growing up, coming up in the business? What would you tell them to do?
I would tell them to go to the gym, lift weights, don't get discouraged, and, you know, go to training. You got to go to training if you want to make it. But the biggest thing is you can't get discouraged, because it, you know, like some people don't have their first match for, you know, a couple years. I was fortunate enough to have my first match 6 months into training, and that's when I went up against Attila Khan. But yeah, go to training, don't get discouraged, lift weights, just make it your second full-time job. Make it a full-time job.
You mentioned something very important: lifting weights, exercising. What's your routine on a daily or a weekly basis? I mean, what kind of food do you ingest, and what kind of exercise routine do you have?
So I work out 5 to 6 times a week, because I got to have that one rest day. You know, it's a bunch of proteins, you know, meat, chicken, fish, rice, your vegetables. And I eat probably 8 to 9 times a day, and I work out twice a day. And then between my workouts, I do some running, keep my cardio up. But yeah, that's about 5 to 6 times a week.
How does Chris Kade prepares for a card day that you know you're going to be in it? Are you nervous? Is there some kind of pattern that you follow? I'm kind of curious about that, and I'm sure the folks that are watching this interview in Intermission or Galli Lucha Libre are very interested in it, as I am.
Yeah. So on show days, when I know it's show day, I'm nervous. I got butterflies, and it's all day. So when I get to the venue, when I get in the locker room, I sit in a chair for about 5 minutes and I stare at my bag, and I kind of just focus on me. After that 5 minutes, I start getting dressed, put my tights on, put my boots on, lace them up, and I sit there, do a couple stretches, And then once I know I'm about to walk out that curtain, I kind of jump around, get the blood flowing. But then once I hit the curtain, all the butterflies and the nervousness are gone. So that's my routine when I know I'm going to be on a card.
So your butterflies disappear as soon as you walk through the curtain, or as soon as you start hearing "cut the cord." Your theme.
It's as soon as I hit the curtain and my music's playing, and then all the butterflies are gone, and I know I'm about to do business.
Nice. I like the way you put that. I'm about to do business. I like that. I really like that. May I use it in future interviews with somebody else?
Yes, you can.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Out of your arsenal of moves or things to do in the ring, what would you go to? Let's pick 3 to try to get that other guy under control, or the crowd. The crowd. It's important.
I would do my power slam, and since I'm a big guy, I can throw a drop kick, so it'd be a drop kick, and it would be. That's probably only 2. Yeah, I only have 2. I mean, if I can't get them done within twice, then I lost the crowd. So I only go to 2, and then when my finish, I hit them with the lariat, knock them right off their feet.
And then that's those 2 or 3 are pretty awesome. What do you have? Or would you like to share your social media addresses, such as Facebook, Instagram, YouTube channel, if you have one, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, with the folks that are watching this interview?
Yeah, so on Facebook, it's just Chris Kade. My Instagram is Chris.Kade. And then my Twitter is Chris Kade 2.
K with a K.
If somebody wants to talk, ask K. Yeah, Chris Kade 2.
Okay, very good. Chris, it's about the intermission is about to be over. It's been a pleasure. I would love to interview you in the future. So please keep a door open for me to interview you in the near future. I would like to wish you nothing but the best in your future. Nothing but success. Success. Keep going at it, because you're doing the right thing. And for only being 2 months into Lucha Libre, you don't show it. Keep it up, please. Thank you.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
We'll talk to you.
Yes, sir.